Hello and welcome back. I was doing something else, but I so felt like pulling out my oil pastels and do a drawing. So here's some Mi-Teintes paper and Sennelier oil pastels and a very quick loose sketch of a cat. And yeah, I'm just correcting it as I go. It's turning out different at the end. It's not so warm anymore, so the oil pastels is somewhat manageable. Now Sennelier oil pastels are always super soft, but in the summertime I don't use them because it's just impossible. They get even softer when the weather is really warm. So yeah, I'm just layering up some colors here, and it does get better. Trust me. We started out at an ugly face, and it will take a little while before it gets any better. Bear with me. I started out marking out the eyes and then changed my mind because I thought, well, I want yellow eyes and the black should have gone on last, so I'm struggling a bit with that. And that ochre and the black just blend in nicely. And yeah, if you don't like sticky fingers and you don't want your fingers in here, I'm not sure oil pastels is the right medium for someone like that. I've tried different things, paper stumps and silicone color shapers and stuff, but that's just nothing that works as well blending oil pastels as my fingers. I don't mind. I don't sell my oil pastel pieces, and I just use soap and water afterwards and rinse off on some toilet paper as I go. And this was a piece just for fun, so you can tell me that those eyes are massively crooked. I know, the whole cat is crooked. And it's part of the new me trying to just ignore things like that and finish anyways. I would normally go mental because it's so crooked and so inaccurate, but I'm trying to live with that because hours and hours of accurate sketching kind of kills my interest in art. Once my sketch is done, I almost sometimes don't dare paint it because what if I mess my perfect sketch up? So I'm working on much more inaccurate and unprecise art. And yeah, I love these oil pastels. It's a total mess, but it's also a nice and fast medium. And it's also kind of a challenge for the part of me that wants accuracy and precision, because they don't do that very well. So I got a 48 set plus a whole bunch of open stock colors I bought, and I decided to use some of them today. You can see when I try to put down a little stump like that, it sticks to my fingers. And I should so have taped that paper down. It was a struggle the whole time, and it felt like it was getting wet. It isn't wet because there's no wet anything. There's no water in those oil pastels, but the pastels softened the paper, so it got more and more floppy also as I went on. So next time I'll probably some washi tape or something in and stick it to my very dirty work mat there. So but it was fun, and it's just amazing how these colors blend in together. Now there's not really much you can put on top of oil pastels, so you can put things under it. You can make underpaintings with whatever pretty much you want, but you can't put anything on top because they never really dry. I actually try later and you'll see how that went. But they're so smooth, it's mixing so nicely. Yeah, and it looks like it has kind of buck teeth there at this stage. Yeah, and it broke. No. So now I just got a stump. But you can use the stumps as well as anything else. It's just quite sticky when there's no paper on it anymore. So, and I sped this up only about 2.5 times. So it was not something that took me hours to do. And it was a nice little fast thing to do before bedtime, except now I'm here editing instead of sleeping. But it was a cool little thing to do. Over on the left, underneath my pastels, you might see some blue and white mess, and that's because I'm working also on some commissions that I got, and I'm filming that as well, but I will not release the videos until all the paintings are done and the receiver has gotten the paintings and have the chance to look at them as the first. I think that's fair to do. They know I'm filming and will release videos, but I still think they should have the privilege of being the first to really enjoy what they paid for. So here I'm doing what I should have done, waited with the black until the yellow was in, and because I smudged it and stuff, the yellow almost got covered up on that first eye. And so I continue a little bit, add some things here and there as I'm thinking about what to do. Getting the head separated from the body without cutting it physically off was a little bit of a challenge, but with some shading and some smudging and thinking and adding and stuff, we got there. And I'm just painting whatever it sits on black, because that's nice and easy. The pastels, some of them are really soft, like the titanium white is impossibly soft. It's so soft it's nearly impossible to use. But the bluish green that I used for the sky was much harder and easier to apply actually. You can layer them on top of each other. To some degree you can do light over dark, but you have to use a lot sometimes. So, but it's kind of fun because it is not too hard to correct things with these oil pastels. You just paint over what you already did. Trying to add some highlights here, see if I like them, might correct them. Not quite liking it yet, but it's better than when it looked like it had a big buck tooth in the middle of its face. Fixing, changing, adding a little black here and there. Trying to make some markings on the face. Still not quite happy with it. I'm thinking about what to do. There's lots of things to add while thinking. Some stripes on the front legs. And yeah, this is another cat picture, and again it kind of looks like my old tomcat, but not quite. But I have to say he's a big inspiration for any cat drawing I do. We still got his good friend Xargot with us. She's all over the place. today we had a guest showing up unexpectedly. Yeah, Sigurlina didn't appreciate that. She went and hid for a while. She really only likes her own people. But this guy, he was happy to see somebody come visit him, because you get snuggles when there's visitors. So yeah, trying to fix those eyes again. Was that light or dark? Yeah, better. But yeah. The problem is that it's, if you leave the lines or your markings as they are, you get those crumbles that is there, and I don't like that. Yeah, trying to fix up the moon because it was quite dirty. So adding, yeah. I talked to some art friends and we were talking about fixing things, and I said, well, art is pretty much just making mistakes and fixing them until yeah, here's a pastel I tried to use, but that just scraped a bit off, and so I decided to find something down in my drawer. Ta-da! It's a thing that I got with my nail pastels too, because I got a, what's that? That's a 126 set. That was an anniversary set, and it had this pastel scraping tool in there. I just add some details through. You just scrape the top off. Yeah, trying to fix the last few things. Try and pick up the crumbles on his nose. Yeah, and we need to use this fixative. I didn't film the spraying process, but the fixative is made by Sennelier for their oil pastels, really good. And here's the finished, and I put a lot of that fixative on there, and I hope I can get it so dry that I can scan it and put it on my red bubble. So thank you for watching. See you in another day. Bye bye.